good sense.
It says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against him.
Yep.
Until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness.
Light, man. Light, and that's why the scriptures tell you too, when you take hold of his word, you become illuminated. So we on a light too, as many people. The light is Yahweh Shai too. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. And he tell you he's the light of the world. You know what I'm saying? And then your path will be lighten up, and you'll understand rational judgment, man. Good reasoning with things according to the word. Like you know, like okay, should I go out? It's 10. I know I got to be at work tomorrow, such and such. You'll make good judgment. Like all right, I'll take it down. And Lord willing, whatever I was pursuing that day, if it's the opportunity comes up again, you know what I'm saying? That's more better for it for that time. Whatever case may be, you'll make good judgment, man. Because the Spirit of the Lord is dwelling on you. Right? The Lord ain't dealing. The Most High ain't gonna have when you come into His word. Your IQ or your way of thinking enhances, man. It don't go down, man. It goes up. Right? If it's going down, something wrong with you. Okay. All right. You start learning the scriptures more. You start learning judgments of the scriptures. Okay, you start learning high holy days and Sabbath dates, all that type of good stuff, man, which is beneficial for you, especially in this society. I remember the Elder Tahar says like brownie points, man. I mean, because really the law, you know what I mean, go ahead, see, we understand the balance of this thing, man. It's faith. The law shows faith, too. We don't want no brother thinking because he got a beard on his face or whatever, he don't eat pork, that he's more righteous than the next brother, that, you know what I mean?
Scripture say, let the man judge the Sabbath. Let no man judge the Sabbath.
Yeah, let no man, that's why that's in there. Now, Paul ain't saying that, so once you come and get understanding the law, that you don't ever try to attempt to keep a Sabbath, man. All right, but you understand too that when you keeping the Sabbath, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna keep it so perfectly, but you know what I mean, you ain't gonna be cooking and shit like that. Whatever, you know what I'm saying, and you ain't gonna try to light matches or whatever, like, I mean, because I remember that, yeah, say don't light an incense and shit like that. Certain things of the law. And that's just because that's really between you and the Most High. How you deal with the Sabbath. Like me personally, I don't watch no TV. Some brothers probably watch movies. Sometimes I do watch videos though, brothers. Watch or I go do research on the Sabbath like that. Because also Yahweh Shai said in the scriptures, in Matthew, if a man had seen his ass in the ditch and he gonna get his ass out the ditch. And sometimes on the Sabbath I feel like an ass, so I get myself up and I study. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean, or an ass or a donkey, whatever you call it. That was animal, but he had a cattle that fell in the ditch. Wouldn't he go and get his joint out of that ditch? Yeah, on the Sabbath day, he gonna feed. And then the Lord fed the disciples corn on the Sabbath because they was hungry. So certain days on the Sabbath, I want to eat spiritual food. So it's like it's a balance. Most High he understands what you're doing because really, you know what I mean, it's rehearsed, man. Rehearsed in the spirit. He basically on the Sabbath, you're supposed to give your whole comprehension or your whole mind to the Lord. So if it's something to do with this truth, it's something to do with this truth and furthering and building yourself up, you can do that on the Sabbath. Okay? But doing your own pleasures, baking a cake and all that type of stuff, the Lord don't want you doing that on the Sabbath. Not to be jesting, but it's just truth. Like you know what your own pleasures is. Me personally, typically too, I don't even want to see a woman on the Sabbath because I already know that thought going in my mind. But guess what? Every Sabbath so far, pretty much all of them I've been seeing women, and I look and I'm like, damn, they got me. But then I don't beat myself down because I understand we in this flesh, and I didn't premeditate like I'm going to look for a woman on the Sabbath.
Hebrews 3:1, 2:1, just protect us from the countries.
All right.
Hebrews 2:1. For our sins.
Yep. Recompense means payback. Yep.
Read that after this. It says Galatians 5:17 for the flesh lusts after the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh.
Yep.
And these are contrary the one to the other, so that you cannot do the things that you would.
Yep. And that's why Isaiah said that, Lord, why hast thou made us to go off? Or roughly paraphrasing, but that's in Isaiah, he asked them that. Because that's how enlightened they was back then, that they knew that the Lord actually programmed Israel to sin, man. So that's why? Because the flesh warring against the spirit. The spirit in you, we Israelites, we got a righteous seed in us, a righteous spirit. The Lord designed us that way. We want to do right, but we don't, you know what I'm saying? And then when you're subdued by the flesh, you out of there after a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what 2/3 is all about. And the elect, we're trying to pull out of that darkness and that fire, so they could get their battlements on in their armor, so they'd be able to battle the flesh with these spirit of this work. Yep. So the brother just brought that out. The spirit wars against the flesh, and the flesh against the spirit. Yeah, I think that is Isaiah just matching him up.
I got something real quick. This is Galatians 3:11. That no man is justified by the law in the sight of the Most High. It is evident, but the just shall live by faith. The law is out of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them. Hamashiach, Yahushua, hath redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, curses everyone that hangeth on a tree.
And that's how he was a curse for us. He wasn't a curse in the sense that he sinned. He was a curse because he gave his life for the nation of Israel, chiefly the elect on this side.
Yeah, because
the curse was them hanging on the tree.
Because for the wages of sin is death, man. So when you go off, all right, from committing the oracles of the law, you're supposed to be put to death, man.
Yeah.
All right, but the Lord, all right, the Most High had mercy upon us, so He sent His Son down as a sacrificial lamb without blemish, to basically take away our reproach, man, and basically give us a chance to come back to the Father. Through who? Through His Son Yahushua. Remember, Yahushua is the mediator. So He made a propitiation. All right. For what? For our sins. Okay.
For our sins. Yep.
So we're not supposed to, like the brother already read, basically weary out the mercy of the Most High.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, we're supposed to be trying that much harder not to go off and keeping our minds right. You know.
Taking out the grace of the Lord to Galatians 2.
All right. That's the spirit we're supposed to be in, man. Matter of fact, read something.
You read Hebrews 2 that frustrating out the grace of God, the righteousness about the law, Christ is dead in vain, frustrating out the grace. Irritate, meaning that you keep going off and premeditating sin. And sinning willfully, like the brother brought out. That really basically the Lord programmed you in that aspect. You're sinning willfully. I'm gonna read it real quick. Galatians 2 verse 21. I do not frustrate the grace of God, for if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain.
That also means, like if you got to work like on the Sabbath, you know, you got to take the job. If you need to work, you need the job saying you got to work. When the Sabbath falls, you got to take the job. That's why Paul just said that. Read it again.
Galatians 2:21. I do not frustrate the grace of God.
The Lord put us under grace because He knew that we were in slavery in Babylon and we couldn't keep the commandments perfect. All right. So the majority of us have to work on the Sabbath. What?
For if righteousness come by the law, then Christ is dead in vain.
So the law is not going to make us righteous. Right? It's our faith.
I'll get this one real fast too. Isaiah 63:17. O Lord, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways and harden our hearts from thy fear? Return for thy servant's sake the tribes of thy inheritance. The Lord is telling you right there, Isaiah speaking through the Spirit, he said, O Lord, why hast thou made us err from thy way? So it's not even man that's actually, the Most High programmed that man to go off, man. Okay, and the Most High programmed you to wake up. Okay, the Most High program we all programmed, we all predestined, man, to do what we're doing. Okay, either to be a vessel fitted for destruction or a vessel fitted for salvation. So he said, why hast thou hardened thy heart? He said, why hast thou hardened our heart? Just like he hardened Pharaoh's heart, he can harden the nation of Israel's heart, not to listen to his word, man, listen to his judgment. Okay? By their hearts being hardened, they gonna what? Provoke the wrath of the Lord. So eventually they're going to be destroyed. So it's all puzzle, man. Piece by piece.
Hebrews 2 verse 1. Therefore we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard, lest at any time we should let them slip.
So we need to give earnest, which means sincere, strong desire, man. Read that one more again, bro.
Therefore we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things which we have heard.
Here. Earnest, meaning sincere desire, the things that we have heard, meaning giving diligence, man. Giving all effort, man. Everything you got 10 times harder. Like the scripture saying, Baruch, seek the Lord 10 times harder. So you gotta give what the Most High allowed you to hear, man. When He allow you to hear, you gotta take heed and with all your heart and your soul, try to perform it, man. Try to carry it out with faith, which that is faith. While you hear it, faith come by hearing.